Welcome, Joel. You've got mail, Joel.
The line, "You've got mail," was already firmly ensconced in the lexicon when a movie of the same name was produced a few years back. That's because tens of millions of Americans heard it daily when they signed on to the internet via America Online. America Online recently went looking for new voices and hired a Norfolk audio production firm, Studio Center, to find them. Trent Toner was assigned to produce the new sounds for AOL and oversee the auditions, and the winners were these two folks. Patricia Walden is right here, and she works as a job consultant over on the peninsula, but for 6 years she's been doing audio work for Studio Center and voices on commercials, and she tells me she's a comedian as well. And next to her is Chris Kepics.
That's right.
Who is a waiter by day, but is a voice talent by night. And now across the globe, I guess, they're going to be hearing your two voices, just like we heard when we started up here, where it says, "You've got mail, Joel," right? That was yours voice. Say it again.
Mine. You've got mail, Joel.
Thank you very much. Can you know, what was one of the ones you would have said?
Welcome, Joel. You've got mail.
Oh, what a sweet voice.
Like velvet.
And it is like velvet. Tell me about this project, because most people who've had AOL, and I've had AOL for many years, are used to just hearing this generic "you've got mail." But what AOL wanted to do was to personalize it with your name. So now I guess you'll be able to go on, set it up so that you've got either, I guess, Chris or Patty saying, "You got mail, Joel," or Trent, or whatever.
That is correct. With the new version of AOL, AOL 9.0 optimized, under AOL Expressions, you can go on now and select it to be personalized for you. AOL contracted us to record thousands of names. They're from the top name list of their subscribers, so that now you have "Welcome, Joel, you've got mail, you've got voicemail, you've got pictures, and goodbye," all with your name attached to have it personalized. And we actually had to read all of those with all the thousands of the names. So they had to say, "Welcome, Joel, you've got mail, Joel, you've got pictures, Joel, you've got voicemail, Joel, and goodbye, Joel," thousands and thousands of times with all these different names attached.
Wow. I mean, you auditioned a lot of folks, I guess, and these were the two. Now, why, first of all, before I talk to them, why did they pick these two guys?
AOL was the ultimate folks who picked these. We didn't actually make the decisions, but I know what they were looking for was just something that was, I guess, familiar, something that felt good to the listeners, didn't swing out into one direction or the other way, but also sounded good and confident, and they both got great voices, and that's why they're selected.
Good generic American voices. How did you feel when you got picked? I mean, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was thrilled. I couldn't believe it. America Online, the largest internet provider in America. It was awesome. I just felt so honored to be in every American's household. You know, just knowing I'm, having my voice while somebody's having their coffee or reading their newspaper, and it's just really neat.
How did you prep for this session of sitting down there reading all these names?
Well, I actually was given a list to read over a few nights before the session started, and wanted to see if there was anything that was too difficult to tackle.
Well, there had to have been some. There were 2,200 names, and today in this multicultural country of ours, there's a lot of names.
Sure.
I mean, what were some of the harder names that you had to remember? Some of the ones you went, boy, God, I got to ask Trent, well, how do you pronounce this, or hope I get it right?
I don't really remember specific names, but I do remember that there were certain names that I actually pronounced 3 different ways just to make sure that we got them right, Now,
how do you keep doing this over and over and over again? You talk about monotony. 2,200 names said 5 different ways. I mean, how do you stay sane while you're sitting there doing this?
The producers helped us. There was a template, an initial template that we heard, and there were times when we got tired. "You've got mail," and if the producers have really good ears, so they were able to say, "Okay, hang on, let me play the original," so we either needed to come up or go down just to mesh with the original sound that they initially selected.
You've done other voice work, I gather, commercials and this sort of thing. Was this the most challenging, or the most? I mean, how would you place this among your other things that you've done?
It was a lot of fun. Working with Trent was really enjoyable, because Trent's got a good sense of humor, and he's very patient, because I can't tell you how many times we took a laugh break. Just reading some of these names just to laugh, or to clear my throat 800 times, or get a drink of water. And he was very patient. It was a lot of fun. Me and Me and Trent were snickering at some of the names.
I mean, I would think you would get very giddy.
What you do is we wound up having to break this thing up over obviously a lot of days. We would try and go in about 2 to 3 hour blocks where we could, and literally it was as monotonous as it sounds, just reading those 5 phrases over and over again. At the end of those blocks, we would, you would get to a point where the wheels would just come off, and you're just laughing and it's time to stop. So we would take a break. We did record initially with the folks at AOL, recorded the template sounds, which was a sample with like You've Got Mail, Steve. They read them, so AOL kind of guided them how they wanted the sounds to sound. So then when we kind of felt like we were slipping a little bit, we'd stop and listen back to those to make sure that we could match up so that you would have consistency in the sound and the feel of the names.
Now, Jeff back there, my director, we have a CD, and he played, I guess, before. Can you play all of those clips on there, Jeff? Am I asking too much?
Welcome, Joel.
Welcome, Joel.
You've got mail, Joel.
You've got mail, Joel.
You've got voicemail, Joel.
You've got voicemail, Joel.
You've got pictures, Joel.
You've got pictures, Joel.
Goodbye, Joel.
Goodbye, Joel.
I love it. I love it. I mean, did you, you guys are terrific.
Thank you.
I mean, did you, how do you maintain your intensity through this whole thing? Was it just him? I mean, I assume you did have to take breaks just to get back into the voice.
Yeah, I actually worked with another producer, and Trent worked with Chris. I mean, there were stretches that were tough to break up the monotony, because it does get monotonous after a while, but, I mean...
Do you remember some names that were just really challenging that you went, gosh,
without going to specifics, but I mean it's a lot of names, and there was a definite large number of especially a lot of foreign names that you're not familiar with that we had to do. Well, we did our best guess, and we sent those on, and then that's part of the ongoing process now. Those are being reviewed, and we're getting back how they want to go with it. And then there's current names where there's different pronunciations just for the same spelling where they're all correct.
Are you going to get new names sent to you to have to add on all the time?
Yes. I mean, as they go on and new subscribers get at it, I'm sure that that's something that's going to be happening. We haven't discussed that with them yet, but I'm sure that that's going to be part of the process.
All right, do me a favor. We have a wonderful director back there named Jeff. Would you please do the voice for Jeff?
You've got mail, Jeff. Goodbye, Jeff.
You've got mail, Jeff. Goodbye, Jeff.
All right, Jeff, I've done something for you. Listen, thanks a lot. When is this rolling out? I mean,
it's rolling out now. You've got to have the most current version of AOL. It's going to be, I'm sure, even over the next couple of months, it's going to be brought out as well.
Okay, listen for it. We return my 60 seconds on John Kerry's Vietnam Diary on the record.
Goodbye, Joel.
It's happened to nearly